Yesterday, I was picking up some Chinese food at a local restaurant. It's real popular with black folks here in the Oakland area. And I'm sitting there waiting for my order. And, since I got there at a crowded time, I had to wait about 30 minutes. So I'm sitting there and observing people, which is what I do. Now, let me tell you what I saw. There was a couple, obviously a couple. The guy went up to the counter, he orders the food, and they sat down at this little restaurant. Now, this is a little hole in the wall place. It's not a date place. This is a place you slide into for lunch, you eat, and then you get back to work, or you get, most people get their, I'd say 80% of people get their food to go. And, but this, they decided they was going to eat there, and dude chose a table right in the line of traffic. Even though there were tables off to the side and near the window, he chose a table right near the counter. So they was constantly being bombarded with people making orders and standing around and stuff. A very unromantic atmosphere. So I'm just looking. I'm like, okay. And he had his hair braided back like he just got out of prison. Handsome face, and he was with this little sister. She was kind of hefty. Nice face though, very nice features, darker skin. He was very light, so you know how that mixture tends to go. And he sat there and poured soy sauce on everything. She was laughing. He wanted the spicy sauce. He wanted the sweet and sour sauce. He was doing everything he could to mask the taste of the food. And this restaurant is pretty good. It's a hole in the wall, but the food is really good. And so I'm looking at that, right? Just like, this nigga, just put some ketchup on your shit and then get it over with. Okay, so she's looking at all of that. She, just laughing. She didn't really say too much. Then I'm looking at her. They ordered some chow mein. And girlfriend is sitting there twirling the chow mein on a fork like she's eating spaghetti. And using two hands to do it. It was like, what are you for? I mean, really? This is the best you can do as far as your table manners and eating food of a different culture? But it doesn't end there. So, nearer to me were two women with this boy, looks to be about 13 years old. So they ordered some food, right? And he wants this, the fried rice and some chicken wings or something they have there. And then he said he wanted his with fries. And I was sitting there looking at him, and his mother actually asked the woman at the counter, "Do you have fries? This is a fucking Chinese restaurant. What the hell would they be doing French fries? Are you serious right now?" And so I'm looking at these ghetto ass, ignorant ass niggas, and I couldn't even I couldn't even wrap my mind around what I was seeing. So she tells him, her little boy, well, they don't have French fries here. You can get fried rice or you can get noodles. So he decides he don't want nothing. He just wants the chicken. That was a perfect opportunity for her to say, son, this is a Chinese restaurant. Chinese culture has been around for centuries. They do not eat French fries. French fries is an American creation. It has nothing to do with China or Chinese food. So please do not act so stupid and insult, the people here by asking for something like that in a Chinese restaurant. That is inappropriate. So she missed her opportunity to educate him. But of course, since she asked the woman if they had French fries, she probably didn't know herself. Okay, so I chalked it up to that. And I'm looking at this. And people, the black folks coming in and they ordering fried rice with no vegetables, no eggs. They just want the rice coated in grease and fried. I couldn't even, it just was kind of amazing to me. But when you look at this kind of thing and you say, okay, what's wrong with our folks? Why don't you make any effort to educate your mind about other cultures, other places in the world, other cuisines, and other lifestyles? What is wrong with you? Why do you think that living in this little hellhole of a ghetto mindset is where you should be and where you should stay, and your ass is in your 20s and 30s and you have children? What is wrong with you? That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Well, not ever, but it was pretty disgraceful to see. And I think I haven't seen something like that bothered me so much in at least a year. Because these are the parents. These are people who are going to be parents. And your mind is so small, so closed. You're so uneducated and so unsophisticated that you don't even have the capability to broaden your child's minds and horizons. You got to remember, we live in the United States of America. Actually, in any country these days, there are people from every corner of the world. You're going to see all kinds of foods. You're going to have all kinds of languages spoken around you in your neighborhood, or in your office or whatever. And it becomes a decision for you to either stay stupid and ignorant and in your little hood mindset, or to expand your mind and embrace what's new and different, and to try to learn something. And what I saw was a whole bunch of people who didn't want to learn anything. And that was very sad to me. So when you kind of put that together with what's going on in the black community today, and how people just can't seem to get on board with, the need to organize, and the need to politicize, and the need to stand up and fight back and say no, for as far as women goes, and communities as a whole, against the white racist machine. It just really lets me see how we're pretty much doomed. And there's not enough of us that are educated and in the forefront to really make a difference. We need an army of black folks, and we need everybody on board, at least 90% of everybody. And when you see such large numbers like this that are so behind the 8 ball, it just made me really sad. Our kids have to be able to understand others that are not black, that are not hood-bound kind of mindset. You've got to get your kids into a state where they can move and groove and bob and weave with people from everywhere. And I'm not seeing a lot of effort put into that from these young black parents. It's just not there. But this is a global economy. This is our trade, our business, everything that you can think about is global now. So, teach your kids a foreign language. Insist that they learn one. They don't need to learn, Hoodese. They need to learn Spanish, Mandarin, Cantonese. Those, I think, are the 3 most important languages to learn right now, because those are the 3 languages that have, majority populations. And there are some counties and cities in the United States where they're only looking for people that are bilingual. So if your kids, they haven't even graduated from high school, they don't have a college degree, and they can't even speak anything but hoodies and some ratchet bits and pieces of English, your children are going to be left behind. They need to, at least, even if they don't have a college degree, if they're fluent in a foreign language, they can always get work, and they can always get pretty well paying work, because there's a need for people who are translators and who are bilingual in just about every workforce that you can think of. They always looking for people who are bilingual. So this is just my observation of what I saw yesterday. Also, this little boy was like, they didn't teach him to push his chair in after he got up from the table, not to bounce around and beat the table, and he had like no home training whatsoever. It was just really sad to see someone that old, 13, 14 years old, who was that clueless about how he should conduct himself, because he's 4 or 5 years from being an adult. And his mother, and I don't know who the other lady was, she looked pretty young, probably maybe a aunt, maybe a younger sister of the mama or something. But neither one of them was correcting his behavior. He just was like just wilding out. Nothing bad, but it was inappropriate for a restaurant. That's what I'm saying. And no one corrected his behavior. And I was so tempted, but I said, okay, let me just observe. This sometimes is more value in just listening and watching, because I can talk about it on my videos. So if you're a parent and you haven't taken the time to train your child how to act in a restaurant, you haven't taken them out to restaurants, and I don't mean some little ratchet ass place like this. I mean, take them to a place where they learn how to, you teach them how to act and how to reach for things at the table, place settings. Even if you have to look it up on YouTube yourself and you both learn, that's something that's going to help your child as they move through the world, through college and corporate America. They need to know these things. So, thinking that you can eat off of styrofoam plates and use plastic utensils and that's okay because that's what you did at home. That's some nigga shit. I mean, I hate that when I see that people, posting pictures of their food and they on styrofoam or paper plates. It's like, don't you understand about global warming? What's your lazy ass? You can't wash no dishes? I mean, really? This is the best you can do. You're gonna spend all that money buying that shit over and over and over and polluting the planet when you could just get some dishes and wash them. It takes you 5 seconds. So I don't, this is just something that I have observed, something I think that parents need to think about when you are, you have children who are, about to head off to high school and college. You need to get them prepared. And part of getting them prepared is teaching the girls about game and teaching all of your children about how to conduct themselves in social settings. And I see that that's very much missing, and I wish y'all would do better. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com. If you have any questions that you want to submit for What the Fuck Tuesday, our dating advice column, please submit them at the top of the YouTube channel. You'll see a button that says Get Advice. Just click that and fill out the form and send me your question. I appreciate everyone who supports this channel. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.